Hi guys, I just wanted to talk a little bit because I was planning ahead today to be able to accept a call from my ex-husband because he's supposed to be picking up our kids today. Well, he told them that, and not only did he tell them that he was gonna pick them up today and to be ready by 7. Me knowing him, I expected him not to show up at 7, but I didn't say anything to them. I just knew in my mind something like that. Okay, so okay, I'm a little bit anxiety here. So I prepared ahead. I took something for my anxiety because I started feeling anxiety when 7 o'clock was coming near. I took some stuff for anxiety. I'm not gonna mention it, what it is, but it's from the doctor. So, okay. So 7 o'clock comes around, and he calls me like 6:45 or so. And he says, I need you to come halfway. Are you gonna be able to come halfway and meet me halfway, which is about 4 or 5 hour drive halfway. Well, last time I did do it, I did 5 hours. It was a 5 hour pickup. It was 5 hours to pick them up because where he stopped at in the hotel. So it was this time it was for to pick them up from them for them to come see me. So I was more inclined to, because he was fighting over that he didn't want to come all the way and bring them, that he was gonna go backwards and go take him back home. So I had to argue with and stress over that. So I had the money and takes money and gas and the car and all that to be in good shape to do all these things, like to go through mountainous terrain with my kind of car, which is not meant for that. It's just a regular car. So what, I was in the dilemma where, okay, I have to go because I want to see them. I haven't seen them for a long time. So I did. It was supposed to be a 4 hour trip, but he ended up staying wherever he's staying, and wherever he was staying was about 5 hours, I think, away from where I am. And when I got there, he was already gone from the hotel. So it was just my kids coming out of the hotel. I guess you could say alone, but yeah. And they had their luggage and all that, and their things that they had, a lot of stuff which could barely fit in my little car, which I pushed everything in to fit. And I didn't even stop anywhere because I don't have the money to stay in a hotel and all of that. So, uh, I just drove straight. So then the whole trip turned out to be 10 hours. 10 hours straight. Cause I went there and then I picked them up, got them some snacks and whatever, got my gas and filled up again, and then just headed back. So, I'm pretty sure they only stayed about 3 days, and he came to pick him up the whole way. He came and his girlfriend or whatever, and picked him up a few days later. So it wasn't much of a time, really. It was kind of devastating just to see them for the 3 days. And um Christmas I didn't see them. Okay, so this time he brought him for the summer, and I really did warn him ahead of time. I am not in a proper situation because of everything to have them long term right now, but I didn't want to push it because I wanted to see them, and the kid and the family or whatever. My family wanted to see them, so I mean, I didn't want to push too much. So I was like, okay, well, if they come, they come. If they don't, they don't come. I can't really do much now with the limited money and the situation I'm in. So he ended up coming the whole way. He sent me a picture of the gas and how much he spent, and then I owe him money and things, and I'm like, well, I can't do that, and I don't think I owe you any money, but they, he's sending me these pictures of the gas tanks. So they finally come and they stay, and then just so happens that my kids' birthdays are both in the summertime. One after another. So, conveniently he wouldn't have to do anything for the birthdays or anything like that, or buy them gifts, because he hasn't. And I really couldn't afford gifts yet. I owe them gifts for next month. But the family was able to put together a party for them, which, I had, that's, it is what it is. I'm trying to make it as normal as possible. And, they went out with them mostly because my car broke down at one point and I had to make a big payment for that. My insurance registration came up within the same time period as well. And, yeah, a few bills popped up. And I really need to maintain my vehicle and my own sanity and health, especially my health, because I almost had some kind of heart attack, stroke situation in winter, because I had caught the coronavirus, and well, that shit is still around, isn't it? I mean, it wasn't. I suffered a long-term effects of that. And really, what it would come down to, it had to have been from that. Very bizarre things, symptoms. But I could say that in another video. So, and I did catch it around Christmas time. But the kids weren't around anyway, so good they didn't catch it as well. But my brother had it. Me, my sister, one of them, I think. To all different degrees, we don't get the same symptoms. And it wasn't long. it was not long term for them, but for me, it lasted a very long while. So, and I think I said in another video I had heart problems because of that, and pretty sure it was from the COVID. And I've been trying, and I have to see now a cardiologist periodically, so to take medication for my to lower adrenaline, and also it does help as well as with my anxiety, because anxiety, the triggers are adrenaline. So adrenaline, I mean, you gotta really get me into a panic attack situation for me to feel some kind of anxiety and heart beating faster. And I still have that because people like to be testing me to see how far they can go with me to get me to this point. The ones that already know me are like the way I am, especially my ex-husband. So, I mean, no compassion, no sympathy, nothing. My grandmother just died last, I forgot now, a few weeks ago, I think. No condolences was given or anything like that. It's just like another day for everyone. I mean, it hit me. I'm not super close with her, but I was associated with her. It's, no sympathy, no compassion. None of that comes from Narcissist. So, I mean, I know what I'm dealing with. I mean, I'm always scanning to see, maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I'm not diagnosing this person the way they really are, but the truth is, yes, they are. So I know for sure that my ex-husband is narcissist, probably a sociopath or something as well. I don't know. There's people outside. Just today's been a very creepy day for me. So I don't know if you could hear that. I'm in my car now. So when I was speaking with him today, he's like, well, are you gonna come halfway? And I said, we never spoke about this, and you had me blocked, and you weren't even responding to me. And now today, the last minute, you're telling me to go and meet you halfway. I mean, and then he just kept on and on about how he's gonna go sue me, and I'm like, okay. And thank God I was able to deal with it in a calm way because of my medications and lack of adrenaline rush. But without the medications, it would have been a panic attack because, again, I take medications for my heart and I take other medications for like depression, anxiety, and all these things lower these things for me, but it still can be triggered with events like panic attacks. So I knew in advance it could have triggered something like that, and thank God I was able to control my emotions. But he kept on and on for at least 40 minutes, and I was as calm as I am now, asking for more specific details about what he's talking about, because he's always very vague with the way he speaks, and it just makes me think how either unintelligent or emotionally like disturbed they are. It's just they have no ability to rationally think, and so he was unable to trigger me, in other words. So he got upset and hung up. I mean, it could have went on for hours. It depends. When I was emotionally unstable in the way, like when I had my emotions dysregulated because of my own condition, the BPD condition and all that, PTSD or whatever is combined there. I wasn't able to hold it together, and it could last for hours the way that he would build up the abuse and tried to trigger my emotions to be erratic. And that's what the narcissist was doing. So they can point the finger at you, show that you're crazy, or they just provoke you to be reactive to their abuse. And then it's sometimes they record you, sometimes it depends, So he's done that to me the whole time that I've been with him. And when you're away from the situation, you can see it clear. And when you see other people's opinions on it and you talk about it and you don't keep it secret anymore, you see that you're not the crazy one. You've just been driven crazy in a way temporarily. There's a way to get back to being rational and sound-minded if you look for the ways to do that. If you want to help yourself and be healthy and admit you're part of the problem and all of that. So I have that awareness, I have that insight, and I know for sure I'm not a narcissist that has that issue. But I do have borderline, but actually right now I've been working on it for quite a while, and I am a lot better than I was, and especially in my younger years. And it's all because of the insight and the will to get better, the will to be better, and the will, your intent is very important, and narcissists don't have that good intentions at all, if they're a real one anyway, with a real disorder like that. So, he, expecting me to move right when he snaps his fingers again, and yet he doesn't realize I am not with him. We're divorced, it's like, they don't understand it, and they don't even want to stop. They treat you the same way as if they were married to you and living with you still. And it's just mind-boggling, but people don't understand that. It's just like you're living with them. They're in your head all the time, too. You always gotta think. The longer you're with them, the more you're paranoid to be really looking into things deeper than they are shown on the surface because of all of this. But it's very hard to live with the aftermath of abuse like this. It hurts to live knowing what has happened, the thoughts that I have, the nightmares I have, the flashbacks, all of those things. People don't realize the extent of what could happen to your mind when you are abused, and not just by one person. It gets worse if you're abused by multiple people, or you lived in it your whole life and you were raised that way. I mean, there's certain degrees to the disturbance someone would have, especially if they don't have help and they don't have the insight to know their parts in it and reality from delusions or whatever. It's just thinking about it makes me really my mind scramble a lot. It just hurts my head. But it's never. It's just like a permanent state of fear or of unsafety. No safety. Nowhere to hit. Just lay your head and just relax. And no matter where you are, to lay down and sleepy. There's no rest. There may be sleep, but there's no rest. And I have to take things to sleep and all that too. The anxiety does not allow you to sleep. And then if you do sleep, you have the nightmares. So which one's worse? So I've been working on that. But getting back to that, so he calls my daughter up and she's trying to talk to him and explain to him that, hey, I gotta go back to school at such and such time, and she's confirming I don't have the money for that because she knows I had to borrow some money not long ago, and just to keep gas in my car, and because I am going through a dispute right now with something that I'm dealing with regarding money. So it's been like almost a year battling this entity. I don't want to say, but they're giving me a hard time because all these excuses about like COVID and stuff. So it's I got a skateboard ran over by somebody. It's very frustrating because I've been working on this for about almost a year now. It's like a long time, a really long time. It involves a lot of paperwork and things that I don't even know how to fill out. So it's been very, very stressful. And just all at once is just ridiculous how everything happens all at once now. I mean, I'm trying to get back to baseline nowadays, and it's just this person doesn't want to stop, and he clearly said he wouldn't stop, and I said we aren't even together. You went your way, I went mine. It's easier for me to talk to him like this when I don't have that anxiety running. So, and then you can't really speak really what you want to say the proper way if you're full of anxiety and panic. It doesn't work like that. Where the human mind doesn't work that way. But the narcissists don't really have much intelligence to really put two and two together, I guess. I really don't know. But so yeah, I have them things going on, and then I have, so then he calls, and he calls her, and then she's talking low on the phone with him, trying to be like soft spoken, and she starts crying, and then I have to like, I know if I console her and all of that, she's gonna yell at me because anything that involves her father is kind of like off limits for me to speak about. So try to just let her cry it out a little, and give her something, and make light of the situation a bit. And so, and then he starts trying to call me, but the thing is, she's sitting right with me, and when I actually answered the phone originally, he was on the speakerphone, threatening to put me through court and sue me, and it's insanity what they really will try and do to ruin you. And it's like, didn't you ruin me enough? Hasn't it been enough? Like, we've been through that already. You already sued me. You already did all these things you wanted to do. I mean, threw me under the bus, whatever. I mean, how much more can you keep doing? And he just was like, well, forever. And I'm just thinking, well, you know what? I already prepared myself for the worst. Like, if somehow he gets me to go to jail for something, I already expect that. And I have learned from my own therapy to cope ahead from it. And, you know, what you do is, it's like a DBT skill. And, you think, okay, well, what's the worst thing that could happen in this situation? What could happen? Or how are you going to feel? Just feel everything you're going to feel about it now. Make a plan of what you're going to do. And then when it comes time and something like that happens, you won't be surprised. It won't catch you off guard or anything. And you won't freak out. And you'll be able to cope ahead or whatever they call it. So I already got that in mind if in case something like that happened. Oh my god, it's too much though. So she was crying, and then I'm just looking at her like, this is what happened to me, you know? And I'm thinking, well, you know, I thought he wouldn't do this to his own children, but I was wrong about that. I wanted to believe at least, hey, this is me, it's my problem, it's me. At first I thought it was me, because I have some fault in it, which I do, and then I take ownership of that, but then I'm like, there's no way he could be doing this to the kids, right? But no, it doesn't. That's not how it works. You don't see people as their significance in their life at all. It's just, they're just like anybody else to use for their way through the world. That's it. Objects to be used, basically, for whatever resources you can get them. And it's more than just a character flaw. It's serious. And they believe their own lies. They believe their own stories. They believe they're victims. And it's just insane. Or these people really do exist. I didn't know about that. I thought maybe, you know, you could fix negativity of a person with positivity and helping them and all that. So that was a naive view of the world. But not anymore. So right now I can't even talk anymore because I need something else for more anxiety that I'm getting. So I have to go. But just wanted to mention that, and thank you very much for listening. Like and comment encourage me to make these videos, and I hope everyone is being safe and taking care. Bye.